सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। Let us do salutations to the yoga acharyas, with whose blessings alone you can study, understand all the sadhya sadhanas that are mentioned here, which are in line with our mukhya uddeshya of tattva anubhuti and moksha. The gurus are the Hiranyagarbha Kapila, also the Patanjali, and also Vyasa Bhagavan. So let us take their names 11 times and then start our study. Continue our study wherever we stopped yesterday. We are just, as you know, becoming little bit familiar with the yoga. Yoga padas and all of them slowly discussed, explained, and we definitely become familiar with that. Mm, Sorry, friends. Anything can become old when you become minor these things. I'm using these instruments from 7-8 years. Paramapurusha Paramare. Hopefully doesn't trouble us. So again, like we are studying Vedanta Shastram, Yoga Shastra is complementary to that. Pleased by our sincerity, Bhagavan only is giving us these opportunities to study, understand both of them. When we are more deep intense in our prayer to Bhagavan as well as our desire to know the truth, not only the intellectual knowledges, understanding, even sadhana also, Bhagavan blesses us to make it possible. In this way, day by day, year by year, life by life, we through the sadhana practical, So to Siddhanta Jnanam, go towards our own moksha. As a jiva, as a human being, there is no greater, better achievement to be achieved than this. Okay. Now Om Hiranyagarbhaya Hiranyagarbhaya Kapila Maharshaye Namaha. ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय कपिलमहर्षये नमः। 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 ॐ श्री पतंजलि महर्षये 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 नमः। ॐ श्री व्यास 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 महर्षये नमः. Friends, what we saw in last few days, the summary of that is what? Ki the six darshanas are mainly aimed for Atyantika Dukkha Nivrutti, then Nirankusha Nitya Trupti or Shanti, Niratishya Ananda Prapti. So the four darshanas of Nyaya Vaishekika, Sankhya Utpurva Mimamsa, they have their own different ways of saying. Some limitations in them are there. Yoga and Vedanta go together. Okay. So, what is the complementing aspect between the yoga and Vedanta is what? Ki the yoga Vedanta talks about the Purusha Sambandha information or the knowledge. But that is not sufficient because we are now bound in the Prakriti. So the entire Prakriti Sambandha information and how to transcend that Prakriti, which is very essential for experiencing the Purusha Tattva in us, exhaustively dealt by the Yoga Shastra. Both are have come from the same Paramatma. In the beginning, as a Kapila Mahamuni, he gave both together only. Later on only, his disciples or subsequent people, while giving importance to one, for whatever the reason, they developed that. They might have not had the impression or the intention in them to separate yoga from Sankhya or Sankhya from yoga. But the later on followers may be took it like that. ये इनका ये वाद है, उनका ये वाद है, ऐसा नहीं होता. सब मिलकर साधना होता है. So the Prakriti Sambandha sadhana, which is a must, is not much dealt in the Vedanta. Vedanta expects us to do the entire Prakriti sadhana, taking the help of yoga, and come to me, I'll teach you Purusha Tattva as Sachidananda Brahma and all. Yoga Shastra teaches us all the Prakriti sadhana of all the upadhis, how to manage them and all, which is very, very essential. भाई ये सब क्यों करा रहे हो? You ask Mr. Yoga. He says, for knowing the Purusha and realizing. Then tell about the Purusha. About Purusha, little only I'll tell you. Remaining, go and learn from Vedanta. You understand? You and I as sadhakas, सिद्धांत के लिए पूरा वेदांत का अध्ययन करना. Vedanta लक्ष्य Every other sadhana, including yoga ityadi, can give any other siddhis but not moksha. In the same way, we are ready to do the yoga sadhanas, they give siddhi. Vedanta is studied, but the yoga sadhanas are not practiced. Vedanta remains only the theory. Many of the Vedantis get lost in that. Yoga Margins get lost in that struggle of Chittavritti Nirodha and all. Vedantin lost in Aham Brahma Asmi. Both are lost on the name of sadhana. Those who can understand the complementation of both of them, they're genius. That is how Bhagavad Gita comes to help us in this regard. In Bhagavad Gita, if you observe all the Sankhya Yoga, the Ashtanga Yoga, the Jnana Yoga, the Bhakti Yoga, the Karma Yoga, सबका मिलाप है our great this Gita Shastra. Hmm. Another way of looking it is what? Ki, there are two aspects in our life called as Drashta and other is Drushya. So Drashta Sambandhi Sadhana is Vedanta. Drushya Sambandhi Sadhana is Yoga. है कि नहीं? एंड दृश्य में फंसकर दृष्टा जीव बनकर संसारी हो रहा है. क्लियर? दृश्य में फंसकर दृष्टा संसारी जीव बनकर बंधन में आ रहा है. पुरुषः प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुंक्ते प्रकृतिजान गुणान कारणं गुण संगोस्य सदसद योनि जन्मसु. See that 13th chapter of Gita. उभावरपि अनादि उभाव अपि. He says प्रकृति पुरुष का बढ़िया सा वहाँ in 13th chapter Bhagavan Krishna guides us about that in the beginning only, not even and these are the things we have to प्रकृतिं पुरुषं चैव विद्धि अनादि उभावपि विकारांश गुणांशैव विद्धि प्रकृति संभवान्. He says कार्यकरण कर्तृत्वे हेतु प्रकृतिरुच्यते सुख दुःखानां भोक्तृत्वे पुरुषः हेतुरुच्यते. Then प्रकृतिस्थः पुरुषः प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् भुङ्क्ते. That is called as बन्धनम्. So all these outer theory translate into the inner self. Like when I close my eyes, I am the Purusha, but I am lost in Prakriti. The Purusha lost in Prakriti is called Jiva. Jiva lost in Prakriti means identifying the upadhis and valuing the outer world and running or running away from them is samsara. See, Vedanta ho, yoga ho, शब्द अलग होते हैं, but बात वही है. But some things which miss in Vedanta, we learn from yoga. The things which are missed in yoga, we learn in Vedanta. दोनों मिलकर हमें साधना. So drashta sadhana is Vedanta, drushya sadhana is yoga. So to purusha sambandhi sadhana is Vedanta, prakriti sambandhi avagahana, understanding and sadhana is yoga. Both are required. And we were doing last 6 days the exercise of introducing the yoga slowly and seeing its prominence, its importance, its value, given even in Vedanta Shastras, Upanishad Shastras, Bhagavad Gita, variety way, without any hesitation, lavishly Bhagavan Krishna has used enter yoga in Gita everywhere, especially in the 6th chapter. And all the topics I will not repeat today. This Patanjali Yoga Darshanam, it is a philosophy. Patanjali gave it as Sutra Rupa. It is the science which is eternally there, given by the Narayana in the form of Hiranyagarbha Kapila. It has got the 4 Pada, Samadhi, Sadhana, Vibhuti, and the 4th one is on Kaivalya Pada. In each of the Pada, we will again, as we are proceeding in the Sutras, we will know what is the theme conveyed, like Gita. When you listen 6-7 times, then you know what's first chapter, second, third, fourth. So when you read Mandukya Upanishad, what is said in Agama Prakarana, what is said in Vaitatya, what is Dvaita, what is Alata Shanti. Bhagavata also, in 10 times you read Pratama Skandha, Dvitiya, Tritiya. You know what is the main theme in that particular skandha and how it is conveyed through the various kahani. Here also, each of the pada we will understand, and as you give time, maybe 2-3 months, you will know the need and importance of yoga sadhana as a Vedantin to help in coming out of Prakriti, to know the self and get liberated. Clear? Now, here yesterday we came up to some shlokas of Gita, sixth chapter, which talked about the yoga purely. What is yoga? Chitta vritti nirodha. What is yoga? Through abhyasa and vairagya, doing the nirodha of the chitta vritti. How can you do the abhyasa vairagya? When you have the yoga angas. And what are the yoga angas? These are the 8 sadhanas of yamaniyasam, asana, pranaya, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana. About the availability of all these things, how will you know when you are blessed by Ishvara? How the Ishvara's blessings come to you? When you do the Ishvara pranidhana. Therefore, in a nutshell, the yoga sadhana has these 4 things. One, through Ishvara pranidhana. Two, you get the opportunity to understand the importance and details, and even doing the yoga anga sadhana called as the Ashtanga yoga. Three, as a result of that, you come to the level of Abhyasa Vairagya. With that, the first thing of Chitta Vritti Nirodha happens. The purpose of Chitta Vritti Nirodha is Drashtuhu Swarupe Avasthanam, which is equal to Yat Sakshat Aparokshat Brahma of our Vedanta Shastra. These things I'll repeat every day till you become very familiar with them. There should be no ambiguity, there should be understanding, information, and inspiration. Before entering to Prathama Sutra, we are just preparing our minds to love this yoga sadhana by seeing its presence in every of the Upanishads and Gita also. Those लोग जिनको कोई भी चीज के बारे में इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं, दे सब कुछ सुनते हैं और सब छोड़ भी देते हैं. This is one type. Another type is what? Ones who are caught up in one sadhana, caught up means familiar. Other things they don't like it. Like Bhakti wale, उनको वेदांत बोलो, all these ISKCON. You tell them about Vedanta, they say काय का वेदांत? Bhakti ही वेदांत देसे. Kisana Hare Kisana, Kisana Kisana Hare Hare, and they get moksha then. Krishna will say, यार मैं भी इतना चिल्ला के दंग कर रहे दे दे उसको. So they get it. Tell him the Vedanta, Brahma Tattva, Atma Tattva. He says, my Krishna will take care. And he's right. Tell a Vedanti, hey Krishna Bhagavan आ रहे हैं, उनको बोल उधर ब्रिज में मक्खन है, खा के जाए, मैं बिजी हूँ अमर मास में पढ़ने में. The Vedanti doesn't attend to Krishna. Then the yogi says, चित्तवृत्ति मैं कर रहा हूँ, don't tell me Vedanta. मैं लड़ रहा हूँ अपने चित्त के वृत्तियों से and all उपाधियों से. So everyone who's caught up in them are not ready to listen to the importance of others. Some people are lost in their own path and they decide what is mukti for them and they are happy like that. Like in samsara, everybody decides what is happiness and they do that and they feel happy and they think that's all. Their thoughts are fixed now. You can't shake them or move them, disturb them. जब ईश्वर प्रकृति चाहता है तो उनके फर्क आएगा उनके अंदर, then they may pursue spirituality. So too in Siddhanta, Vedanta also, Darshana Shastra also, some are lost in their own philosophy, some are rigid about themselves. There are few only are there who know the complementing need of both of them and they come together and do. Like their Nyaya and Vaisheshika, they go together. Here also, Sankhya Yoga go together but fight in between. But Yoga and Vedanta, if they drop their strong inhibitions or egos, they can be such a blending combination that both of them can help each other to get the mukti, a yogi and a Vedanti. So we are studying Vedanta in our Upanishad, Yoga also, which is very essential because with all the Vedanta studied, try to remember the truth or reality. एक श्लोक ही याद नहीं रहता हमको. Because the chitta and with all vrittis, it is such a कवड़ा बना रखा है हमने कि वेदांत का कोई असर ही नहीं होता. When somebody has got such a terrible cancerous stage of 4, even chemotherapy will not help him. Radiation will not. हो गया हो 4th degree. So too, if we look into our life, one side the Vedanta's elephantitis is growing. But without the yoga, you can never have the experience of Vedanta. But yoga is at the polio level. And you want to achieve the moksha. दोनों मिलाकर करना. Every Vedanti, whether it is Bhagwan Shiva, Bhagwan Vishnu, Bhagwan Vyasa, Bhagwan Adi Shankara, Puja Gurudev, every Vedanti is a yogi. Tapon Maharaj, all of them. Every yogi culminates in Vedanta only. Okay? So Prakriti Parasadhana, Drushya Parasadhana is yoga, Purusha Parasadhana, Drashta Parasadhana is Vedanta. Both of them should be thoroughly understood for emancipation or moksha. In Gita, we see Prashantatma Vigata Bhehi Brahmachari Vrate Sthitah Manaha Samyamya Machittaha Yukta Asita Matparaha. This is a shloka. Prashanta Atma. It is Atma is Chitta, jinka Prashant hova. Vigata Bhihi, the one who dropped the fear of the mind. Brahmachari Vrate Sthitaha, whose senses are controlled, mind, body is also controlled. Manas Samyamya, that Samyama of the mana with Deshakala Vastu. Mat Chittaha, let the Chitta have only my Vrutthis. Yukta Asitaha, steadfastness with steadfastness. Matparaha, keep me as goal. In all these lines, what we studied, where is Vedanta? There's all yoga only. Because Matparaha means what? Ishvara Pranidhana Agaya. Machittaha is called as Chitta is in the Ekagra Bhumi, offered to Bhagavan only. Manasamyamya, that has come in the Yama or Niyama Sadhana. And the Manasamyama is the Dharana Dhyana Samadhi Agaya Isme. Then Prashantatma, through the Yama Niyama, quieten the mind. Vigata Bihi, the fearlessness also in the mind will be achieved. ब्रह्मचार्य व्रत स्थित सो सारा एक है प्रकृति उपाधि संबंध साधना ही बताए. So therefore it's a yoga shloka it is. If you do these things, then you get in the meditation the experience of the self. That is how Bhagavan says yoga sadhana से वेदांत सिद्धि होता है. Then युंजन एवं सदात्मानम योगी, वेदांति ने कहा उधर Niyatamanasah. See, Niyatamanasah. Chittavritti Nirodha, it's called as. In this way, a person having become yogi and doing yoga sadhana of controlling the mana, after that, when he within Ekagra Bhumi focuses on the self. Niyatamanasah. Shantim Nirvana Paramam. He will get the Nirvana Shanti or Moksha. It's called Nirvana is again Vedanta Yoga Pada hai. Nirvana. Vana means Bana. Vana, Bana are same. Bana means Vrutthis. They are hitting us, our peace. The Vrutthis are not allowing us to experience ourself. So the Vritti Bana removed is called as Nirvana. So Nirvana is equal to Vritti Nirodha. So this Nirvana Pada is yoga in Gita. In Brahma Nirvana Murchati in second chapter he says, in the sixth chapter also, Shantim Nirvana Brahmam Matstamstam Adhigachati. And the last sloka of sixth chapter is so beautiful, last but one, the 46th one. He though lifts the yoga sadhaka to such a higher level. Tapasvibhyodhiko yogi jnanibhyopi matodhikaha कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको yogi. तपस्वियों से भी योगी बढ़कर है. ज्ञानी सिद्धांत ज्ञानी ओनली. Then him is yogi greater. कर्मिभ्य है, कोई कर ही जा रहा है but he doesn't understand why he is doing. From that karmi yogi is greater. And then yogi tasmat yogi bhava Arjuna. In Gita so powerfully Arjuna is told to yogi ban beta. योगी बन गया ना तो ज्ञानी अपने आप होते हैं. सिद्धांत ज्ञान पाया, योग को वैल्यू नहीं किया तो ज्ञान ही रह जाता सिद्धांत, उसका उपयोगिता नहीं होगा. All the Vedantis suffer this disease. Theoretically they are Brahma, but they are always frustrated in the samsara. Because Chittavritti Nirodha Yoga kiya hi nahi. Yoga is only these first four sutras. Yoga chitta Ata Yoga Anushasana, Yoga Chittavritti Nirodha, Tada Dashta Swarupa Avasthanam. If you don't do that, Vrutthis Arupa Mitaratra. We are discussing it. We have not started a sutras, please. I'm waiting for the Vyasa Bhasha book to come. If it comes, I just want to go through it and convey the best meaning. with the help of it, so that we learn and enjoy. So here we are seeing in Gita the Bhagavan himself. Yoga Krishna himself is Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna is the Yogeshwara hai. Then Yogesha Yoga Vinyasa Yogatman Yoga Sambhavaha. In Bhagavatam we have seen yesterday also in the stuti of the Devatas to Vamana Murti etc. They used Yoga 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 Pada only. गजेंद्र मोक्ष में गजेंद्र के भी प्रार्थना में भगवान को योगेश्वरी दिखाते हैं. So, idea is what? Because some Mahatmas came and developed one particular Darshana Shastra for a particular purpose, which not get misunderstanding that when I took up one thing, other are not required. ऐसा नहीं सोचना चाहिए. We should have the comprehensive understanding of all of them, complementing utility of all of them. Then in sadhana, we should not be like एक ही व्हील लगाकर गाड़ी को चलाओगे, बैल गाड़ी वो चलेगा नहीं आगे. Complementation. Okay, see, tapasvibhyo I told you. Then the 8th chapter, last one. And not last one, in between. Prayana kale manasa chalena bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva. Yoga balena. See how important word. Yoga bala se hi at the time of departure. भ्रुवोर मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक सतम परम पुरुषम उपायति दिव्यम. At the time of leaving the body, any time, not only when we become old, at any age of ours, when we want to get mukti, at that time we have to bring our identity to the Bhrumadhya Sthana, and from there eject out of Sahasrara and recognize the identity with the self. But all this will never happen without the Yoga Bala. In Yoga Bala, the entire matter and its functionings are thoroughly understood and fully mastered. That's called Yoga Bala. देखो भक्ति has its own bala, no doubt. वेदांत bala तो कोई उसको compare ही नहीं कर सकते. But these two balas are always helped by the Yoga Bala. Many of us Vedantins, वेदांत बल हमको होता है, योग बल काफी नहीं होता. Therefore उनको वेदांत बल का पूरा फायदा नहीं होता. Like some people, diabetic patients, overeating of proteins they do. Unknowingly, then they get the protein related diseases. And carbo कम हो जाते हैं. Then you have a problem, diagnosis किया, sugar etc. Okay, but balanced diet आपको लेना है. कार्बो भी थोड़ा चाहिए, नहीं तो weakness होता है. प्रोटीन भी चाहिए, बट इतना भी ज्यादा नहीं ले कि it leads to other abnormalities. In the same way, वेदांत पढ़ना है, but not without योग. योग पढ़कर वेदांति को ऐसा नहीं बोलना, तू क्या चित्तवृत्ति निरोध किया क्या मेरे तरह? वेदांति से तू आ, मैं तेरे को सिखाता हूँ घटाकाश पटाकाश क्या है. ये भाग जाएगा वेदांत योगी. So we have to do both of them. Okay. Then sarvadvarani samyamya मनोहृदि निरुध्य च मूर्ध्नि आधाय आत्मनः प्राणम् आस्थितो योग धारणाम. See, samyamya word, yoga dharanam astitah. Lavishly, freely Bhagavan Krishna, stealing from the yoga sadhana, he is using it here. देखो कभी भी हमको ना ये जो दूसरे साधनाओं से फल मिलता है ना, हेजिटेट नहीं करना, करना ही चाहिए. भक्ति रिक्वायर्ड बाय अस, कर्म योगा इज रिक्वायर्ड बाय अस, योग साधना आल्सो वेरी मच रिक्वायर्ड बाय अस. देन ओनली द वेदांत ब्रह्मास्मि व्हिच इज अल्टीमेट is achieved. There's no compromise regarding the ultimate goal as the Brahma Tattva as said by Vedanta. What Vedanta says of Brahma Tattva, it is yoga में अलग अलग शब्द यूज करते हैं. Nearest is drashtuh swarupe avasthanam. Same thing in other place called as kaivalyam. In other place called as asampragnata samadhi, asampragnata yoga. At a little level it's called as dharma megha samadhi. In another place it's called as viveka khyati. We are going to explain all that. कोई भी चीज मिस नहीं होगा. क्लियर? नाउ इन दिस वे ओम इत्येकाक्षरं ब्रह्मा व्याहरन् माम अनुस्मरन् यः प्रयाति त्यजन् देहं स याति परमां गतिम्. See, Om iti ekaksharam Brahma. This Om is there in Vedanta, एक तो उपनिषद ही है उसके लिए. But in yoga also, तस्य वाचक प्रणमः, all ईश्वर का नाम ओम है बताते हैं. How to do japa? There's a set of 6 sutras. Beautiful they are. They tell us entire details of Ishvara and Ishvara Pranidhanam. Yoga sadhana is called as Seshwara sadhana. Seshwara, Sa Ishvara Yoga Darshanam. There is Nirishwara Sankhya Darshanam. They don't accept the presence of Ishvara. He says, Paramatma hai, हम है, प्रकृति है, हम साधना करें, प्रकृति पार करें, मुक्त हो जाए. That's they talk. They don't talk about the Ishvara and Ishvaropasana and blessings of Ishvara, etc. They're called Nirishwara Sankhya. There are again a lot of branches. The Seshwara Sankhya, Nirishwara Sankhya, Kashmir Saivism. Oh, both सारे हो. We are not confusing in all that. हमको जितना चाहिए शास्त्रों से उतना ही पढ़ना. We want to become mukta, not necessarily scholarly. But whatever scholarliness required for giving us sadhana towards mukti, we definitely gain it. So in this way, all the mantras of Gita, 6th chapter, talk about the Chitta Vritti Nirodhatmaka Yoga Sadhana and its Avashyakata. We have to value it. If you really want to get the benefit of Moksha Vedanta, you must take the help of the Yoga Sadhana. It's like you want to drink water. You need a tumbler. You want to eat a food. So you need a plate to serve. In the same way, you want Brahmagnana Moksha, it is served in the plate of yoga. The water you want, it is given in the tumbler of the yoga. Let us, those who have biasness for pure Vedanta, for them, answer is this complementation. Those who are not having that rigidity, for them, inspiration. Ki, your Vedanta, which we are studying, will be fruitful when we understand through the Yoga Sutras, the Yoga Sadhanas also, and do them. इस तरह से हम दोनों को साथ में लेकर जाने के लिए ये टेक्स्ट भी लेकर पढ़ने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं. Now see in that Kathopanishad, final thing is that every Vedantic thought Katha Upanishad gave, but the towards end what did she say? Shatam chaika hrudayasya nadyaha tasam murdhanam avinisrutaika taya urdvam ayan amritatvameti vishwanganya utkramane bhavanti. All in this, Bhagavan talks there, Upanishad Kara, Yamadharma Raja talks about the yoga sadhana only. All these, the Hatha Yogas, the Nadi Shastras, they're all the sub-subjects of the yoga sadhana. Yoga sadhana ke anga hai ye sab. In that only the Raja Yoga इसी को कहते हैं Ashtanga Yoga, the Chakra Yoga, the Kundalini Yoga, they are all the offshoots of main yoga darshanam. Thereafter, they developed it in this way. Like Sukham Stiram Asanam is there. But there is a total subject of the asanams of yoga only has developed, which is very famous in the world. Yoga, मतलब सबको आसन ही लगता है मन में. And from all the animals, they learn all the asanas. They do. The Matsyasana, the Vrishtikasana, the Shalavasana, the Gomukhasana. Or in instruments, the Dhanurasana, the Halasana, the Mayurasana, the Kurmasana, the Kukutasana. These are all there. So one person took the asana point and he developed through various asanas. There are Mahatmas who are continuously, like in science, some other human being is enter into physical science, he does some research and discovers something. Dusra into chemistry and discovers. In the same way, the time goes on moving, Ishwaranugraha se कोई ना कोई आते हैं great scholarly, they develop and give those things which are required for inner emancipation of the human beings. Outer things are taken by science. So this is how in Katha Upanishad, then we have seen in Shvetasatra Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, in Srugyaju Samatharana Veda, everywhere the mantras are there telling about the need of yoga sadhana. In short, without yoga understanding and sadhana, the Sankhya or Vedantas, Tattva Anubhuti is not possible. Okay? Then we will see the first sutra today, only the chanting of it. Then tomorrow, straight away, we are taking up this with Sadashiva Brahmendra Vyakhya. When Veda Vyasa Vyakhya also comes to us, that also we study. Our idea is what? The Patanjali given Yoga Darshana in the form of Sutra, analyze and understand, see their utility in our Mukti Marga of Atmanubhuti. There should be no doubt in this regard. So let us start. Om Sri Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Paramatmane Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Kapila Maharshe Namaha. Om Patanjali Maharshe Namaha. Om Vyasa Maharshe Namaha. Om Samasta Yoga Acharyebhyo Namaha. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Atha Patanjali Yoga Darshanam Prathamodhyayah Prathamah Padaha Samadhi Padaha प्रथमः सूत्रः ॐ अथ योगानुशासनम् अथ योगानुशासनम् अथ योग अनुशासनम्. So simple the sutra. So there are the 3 words or 4 words in the Prathama Sutra. Atha is 1 word, yoga is 2nd word, anu 3rd and shasanam 4. Or atha 1 word, yoga 2nd 1 word, anuशासनम is 3rd. Or atha is 1, yoga anuशासनम is 2. In any way you can break those pada and understand the meaning of every pada. Okay. So I am taking straight away. Yoga Sudhakara is the name of the Vyakhya done on Yoga Sutras by Sri Sadashiva Brahmendra Yogi. That is available to me, therefore I am studying that. दूसरा आया तो वो भी पढ़ेंगे. There the Mani Prabha also I found today in my almirah somewhere. It is so beautiful, in fact, Mani Prabha. But it takes time for me to thoroughly study and do it. First, let's become familiar with the Yoga Sutra and utility. Then we become scholar by thoroughly studying all these things later on whenever Lord gives. पहले तो इसका हमें परिचय लेना चाहिए. Clear? So in the Yoga Sudhakara Vrutti or Vyakhya, Sadashivaji starts this way. See, Avatarika. What is that? Iha khalu. Here in this text, Bhagavan Patanjali, Bhagavan Patanjali ji, Patanjali Guru is Bhagavan only. For our Mula Purusha. And we told you lot of details. Ki Patanjali Rishi from the Kashmir, found in the Brahmana community of some Naga Jati. And in that Naga Jati means Naga Upasaka Jati, not Naga Jati. In that Naga Upasaka Brahmana family is born. Therefore, the Adi Naga kaun hai? Adishesha Bhagavan only. Therefore, Adishesha Bhagavan only came in the form of Patanjali. They firmly believe. And what is wrong for us if we believe? What is the loss? There is no loss. Let us also believe. Om Patanjali Maharshe Anantaya Namaha. From tomorrow we'll add that and do namaskar. So, therefore, Bhagavan Patanjali Prekshavat Pravrutta Upayikam Shastra Pratipadyam Darshayati. So Prekshavat Pravrutti Upayikam. So interesting. The beauty of these words of any Vyakhya-kara's Vyakhya enhances our intellectual ability to understand. So, Prekshavat Pratipatti Aupayikam Shastra Pratipadyam Darshayati. So, Prekshavan is equal to Prekshavat. So, Ikshavan is he who is seeing only with the eyes. Praikshavan is he who wants to see with the buddhi. Therefore, Prekshavan कौन हो गया? बुद्धिवान, बुद्धिमान. The one बुद्धि को use करके wants to gain the knowledge. So, Prekshavat Pratipatti. तो प्रेक्षावान को प्रेक्षा मिलाने के दृष्टि से, the one who want to have the vision of the buddhi, for him to give them the buddhi vision, प्रेक्षावत प्रतिपत्ति औपयिकम, उपयोग करने वाला, उपयोग देने वाला शास्त्र का प्रतिपादन पतंजलि जी यहाँ कर रहे. Means what? For an intelligent person who want to think and understand about the truth or the reality or the liberation, for him the useful shastra jnanam Patanjali is giving in this Patanjali Yoga Shastra, Yoga Sutra, Yoga Darshana. So, Ihakalu, in this text, sir, in the beginning only we are telling who gave this? Bhagavan Patanjali. For whom he gave it? Prekshavat. For what? Pratipatti. Of what? Prekshanam. So, Prekshavan ko प्रेक्षा के प्रतिपत्ति के लिए उपयोग वाला दर्शन शास्त्र को पतंजलि जी योग सूत्र के रूप में दे रहे हैं. That is the introduction. Like Bhagavan Shankara gives his own avatarika for every of the mantra or in between mantras or even adhyaya or valli. So here also in the avatarika he gave this. Then in the Maniprabhame he will give little more other one. Then Vachaspati Mishra will add something. Then Nagoji Baba he will give something else. Vyasa Bhagavan ka introduction aur kuch. And when all of that are studied, we get more and more clarity about why Patanjali gave Yoga Sutra and how we have to study and get benefit out of it. हो गया. तो फर्स्ट प्रथमा समाधि पादः प्रथम सूत्रम प्रथमं सूत्रम अथ योगानुशासनम. दिस इज द फर्स्ट सूत्र अथ योगा अनुशासनम. Literal meaning is so simple. Atha means idanim, now. Atha mangalavachakam. Atha, what do you say? Qualification. The three words are the meanings of this atha word. Like Sadehe Dhatoho in Upanishad, we have seen, no? Upanishad. Sadehe Dhatoho Visharana Gati Avasadana Purvakasya Kvip Pratyayantasya. Upanishad Shabda Upa Samipe Gatva Ni Nischayena Stitva Sadehe Dhatoho Gati Avasadana, then Visharana Arthatvat Upanishad. We studied that, if you remember it. Here also, Atha means Mangala Vachakam. We all know that. Why Mangala Vachakam? Because Omkara Shatha Shabdascha Dvaveva Brahmana Pura Kantam Vitta Binidyato Tasmat Mangalika Ubhav. Our gurus have said Om and Athar the Shabdas came out of Brahmadeva's mouth in the beginning of creation when he was in the ignorance. After uttering these words only, he got the God's grace and teaching, and he understood the purpose of his life of creation along with his own Moksha Jnanam. The word Om and Athar Mangala Vachakas. One meaning. Athaka. Second क्या है? Atha means idanim, right now. So in this prasanga, this is what we are studying. Atha. Atha is the other meaning. Therefore, that comes in Brahma Sutras. Atha ataha Brahma Jignasa. Athato Brahma Jignasa. Atha ataha Brahma Jignasa. A beautifully Bhashyakara explains us. We are going to study that also. Narada Bhakti Sutra bhi padhayenge. So atha, third meaning atha is what? Anantaram. Anantaram means what? When you have gone through your life of samsara and did all your obligatory duties and relatively you got the vairagya and you brought your purajanma samskaras and you are also blessed by some guru this life or earlier life and you do the upasana also. All of that brought you to a level of wanting to know something which is not obvious. Something which is beyond what is seen. When that state of evolution comes, thereafter, atha, anantaram, with that qualification, is one meaning of atha, Mangala Shasanam, Mangala Pada hai, the second meaning it is, that is idanim, bhai, yaad rakhna ab hum kya bata rahe aapko. Like you say, suno, she calls the husband, suno, because he is busy in something else. हाँ सुनाओ, कुछ नहीं, 3 सब्जी बना देना. मैं बिजी हूँ स्वामी जी के योग सूत्र क्लास. Atha, we explained the word. Then yoga. What is yoga? The whole study of the Shastra is about that only. But yoga comes from the dhatu yuja. Yuja dhatu has again three meanings in 3 Sanskrit root conjugations. In the 4th, in the 10th, in the 7th conjugation, the yuja dhatu has different meanings. 4th conjugation of Sanskrit thinks the yuja dhatu is samadhi. That is taken by our Patanjali ji or Vyasa ji while explaining the word yoga. Yoga means yuja. Yuja means samadhi. Samadhi means what? We have already seen this one beautifully in our other text. Samyak adhiyaste sarvam asmin iti samadhi. Okay, adhiyate means put. Samyak means fully. Sarvam means everything. Everything is put into that. That's called samadhi. Why? Because everything came from that only. So everything came from Chitta, everything dissolved in Chitta. Chitta came from Chaitanya, Chitta Chaitanya dissolved in the Chaitanya. Then what remains? Kevala Chaitanya Atma. That is called as moksha. The children are taken for play from the class into playground for that 40 minutes of recreation. Thereafter, they're all ganti baste chal andar. They go and sit in their own chairs. Then the teacher teaches whatever physics, chemistry. You all have gone through that. So yoga, we have a yoga of ejecting out of the self in the form of these exhaustive, expanded prakriti and got lost. Like the spider throws out of its own mouth all the web and it goes on moving in it. That is Vijyoga Asamadhi Sthiti. Then it takes everything into itself and starts moving. That's called yoga and samadhi. So yoga is a word, yuj dhatu. The yuj dhatu means samadhau. Samadhi means samyak adhiyate asarvam asminiti samadhi. Now therefore this yoga, this samadhi is equal to Vedanta. Vedanta says that only. Everything is projected on pure Parabrahma only. Otherwise Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. So in this way, samatha between both of them also we study so that we are not missing our main goal. Otherwise, किसी को पकड़ो हम उसमें फंस जाते हैं, मुक्ति नहीं मिलती. So we will not do that mistake. We will complementingly study. So yoga is explained. Now, sorry, atha is explained, yoga is explained. Now, anushasanam is the word to be studied. So the shasanam is order. So atha yoga shasanam, he could have said Patanjali ji. Why did he say anu? Anu is always means paschat. Anusaranam, anugamanam, anuvadanam, anuvachanam. Anu matlab baad mein. So shasanam is what? It is already there. For those who want to become mukta, these mukta, these are the sadhanas to be done. This shasanam is already there. As we told, given by the Hiranyagarbha Kapila Muni, who is none other than Paramatma only. हिरण्यगर्भः समर्थदाग्रे भूतस्य जातपत्रे कासीत् सदाधार पृथ्वीं द्यामुत इमां कस्मै देवाय विशाविदम्. I am not taking all those philosophical, intellectual discussions done by various Mahatmas who established the author of the Yoga Darshanam, Darshan to be the Hiranyagarbha, that Hiranyagarbha alone is Kapila, that Hiranyagarbha only Mahat Brahma or Apara Brahma. So there are very many mantra shlokas spread out in many places to talk all this subject. ऑल दैट फॉर यू एंड मी इसकी क्या जरूरत है उतना. हम तो बच्चे लोग हैं ना, स्कॉलर्स को सब चाहिए. वी आर ओनली जस्ट चिल्ड्रन स्टडिंग योग सूत्र, लिटरल मीनिंग, लिटिल मीनिंग विद भाष्य, अपीलिंग फॉर आवर ओन साधन. बस इतना ही. ओके. सो अनु मीन्स पश्चात. पश्चात व्हाट? इट वाज ऑलरेडी देयर अर्लियर, देन इट इज सूत्रबद्ध बाय भगवान पतंजलि जी. एंड वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन लास्ट 2-3 days अनु वर्ड की योग साधना है, गीता में है, श्वेता सूत्र में, कठोपनिषद में है, ऋग यजुः साम अथर्वण में, सब में है. एवरी ऑफ द सूक्ता कंटेन्स योग मंत्रास ओनली, but it was scattered in different forms. What is a great contribution of the great Patanjali Rishi is what? He took all those scattered things and he beautified them. अच्छी तरह से करके उन्होंने एक माला, एक सूत्र को, सूत्रों के द्वारा हमारे लिए एक सब चीजें एक ही जगह अवेलेबल हो, ऐसा उन्होंने किया. Bhagavan Krishna also, the knowledge which is there in various Upanishad flowers, he took that honey and gave it in the form of this Gita honey, or it's called milk. Upanishads are cows. Krishna cow herd brought out the milk of Gita. Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat. And it's a great contribution. The concept is so great. The idea itself is so great that all the yoga sadhanas scattered at different places, if they are brought at one place, it will be easily available to everyone. Like in all nowadays technology, anything is put in the groups only, no? So that it is easy for the people to access. So, atha now yoga anushasanam. So, yoga sadhana ka sadhana आपको बता रहे. And what is yoga? समाधि. That is the धातु से हमने समझा. यहाँ what is the yoga? वही the योग का अनुशासन किया जा रहा है. And हमको क्यों सुनना है? उससे क्या फायदा होगा? That will be explained in the subsequent sutra. So today, most auspicious day, we have made a beginning of Patanjali Yoga Darshana Adhenam by starting to study the Prathama Sutra of the Prathama Pada called as Athama योगा अथ योगानुशासनम। थोड़ा अभी दो चार बातें उसका कल हम एक्सप्लेन करेंगे. देन वी टेक अप इन इट्स एक्सप्लेनेशन द कॉमेंट्री ऑफ द सदाशिव जी. ही विल एक्सप्लेन ऑल दैट. अत्र अथ शब्दः आरंभार्थः अर्थात मंगलार्थश्च मंगलार्थश्च देन युजः समाधौ इति धातोः योगः समाधिः तस्य अनुशासनं हैरण्यगर्भं शास्त्रम् अनुसृत्य शिष्यते व्याख्यायते सः साधनः सफलः समाधिः अनेन इति अनुशासनं शास्त्रं तथा च कस्मैचित् कैवल्यकामाय प्रतिपाद्य योग प्रतिपादकं शास्त्रम् आरभ्यते इति अक्षरार्थः. तत्र समाधिः द्विविधः संप्रज्ञातः असंप्रज्ञातः च इति सा च चित्तस्य धर्मः. चित्तं हि त्रिगुणात्मकत्वात् पंचभूमि उपेतं भूमयश्च क्षिप्रं मूढं विक्षिप्तम् एकाग्रं निरुद्धम् इति. तत्र रजसा विषयेषु क्षिप्यमाणं क्षिप्तं तमसा निद्रा आलस्यादि वृत्तिमत् मूढम् ईषत् रजस्तमः संस्पृष्टेन सत्वेन कादाचित्क ध्यानयुक्ततया क्षिप्त्वात् विशिष्टं विक्षिप्तं विधूत रजस्तमो मूलेन शुद्ध सत्वेन ऐकाग्रम एकतानं प्रशांत सकल वृत्तिकं संस्कारशेषं निरुद्धम्. एवं च आद्य भूमित्रये त्रय परित्यागेन अवशिष्ट भूमिद्वय उपेतस्य चित्तस्य समाधिद्वयं धर्मः इति विवेकः. This is all the commentary I have to explain to you of the first sutra. Which we just literally saw the meaning atha yoganushasana. Then comes yoga, chitta vritti nirodha. Then that will be explained. Then vrittayaha, panchatayaha. They are klishta and aklishta. Then what are they? Their lakshanas and all. Then it is told. Such chitta vritti nirodha, you have to do the sadhana. And what is the sadhana? Abhyasa vairagyabhyam ashtanga yoga angatvena ishvara pranidhanat. Beautifully, like spoon feeding Bhagwan, Patanjali ji will guide us. Okay? आज के लिए इतना काफी है. We'll see tomorrow. Sarvam Narayana Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you for those who are patiently listening. Just enjoy. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna. Om Sri Patanjali Maharshaya Namaha. Thank you.